Hi people, today we'll be dealing with trouser and this is size 12. Length, waist, hip. Make sure to take down this measurement because that's what to be working with. You can pause it if it's too fast at any point in time so that you can get what I am doing here. Your vertical measurement is what you'll be taking first, and that comprises of your waist down to your ankle plus your allowance for folding. Your waist to ankle is 44 inches. That is what we are using for this class. Add 1.5 inch, that will give you 45.5. Remember, your vertical measurement also comprises of your band. So we are going to be removing 1.5 inch for the band. But before we do that, we take all our vertical measurement first just to avoid any form of mistake. So watch what I do. I'll be getting the waist to hip right now, which is you can see from what I gave you, the crotch is hip divided by 4. So the waist to the crotch measurement will give you what? 11 inches. Then you measure your waist to knee, which is 18 inches. Then you measure your waist to ankle, which is 44 inches. I hope this is very clear. If you have any question, drop it in a comment section and I'll pick it up. So at that waist point now, come down by 1.5 inch, like I said before. At that 1.5 inch, you come down again by half an inch, just a very little um mark, because the crotch part of a woman is not straight. That's why you're coming down by half an inch, to give you that perfect fit that you're looking for. After the vertical measurement, we'll go on to take our horizontal measurement, which will start from the hip line. Hip divided by 4 is, that's 44 divided by 4 is 11 inches. Mark your 11 inches out, then draw a straight line all the way up to your waist. That's the base of all measurements that will be taken. Mark a straight line all the way to your waist, and then at your waistline you come in from your crotch side, you come in by half an inch, just to give you that perfect measurement. You know a woman's body is not straight. Connects to your hip line. You can see coming by half an inch and connect to your hip line. Then your waist measurement is 32 divided by 4, which will give you 8. Measure that out and then connect the other side also to your hip line. So for at that your crotch side, you will come down by half an inch for a perfect fit. Come down by half an inch. Use your curved ruler to rule all the way to meet your waist side. Then I will draw out our crotch. Come up by half an inch with your tape rule. Then use your French curve to connect to the base, which is your waistline. Connect to the base. You'll be extending your crotch. Your crotch is what? Remember, your crotch is thigh divided by 2, which is 20. We have 26 for our thigh, divided by 2, that's 13. We're getting 13 inches. So this is the midpoint of our hip. That's what will give us the rest measurement for the lower part. We'll be using the midpoint to get the rest measurement for the lower part. Okay. We draw a vertical line all the way down. This is the starting point of all measurements to be taken today. So from now, you'll be dividing your thigh, your your knee, and your ankle divided by 2. So our knee divided by 2 is 18 divided by 2. That's 9 inches, as you can see. We'll take 4.5 from this side and 4.5 from the other side. Then our ankle is what? 14 divided by 2 will give us 7. We take half an inch, which is 3.5 from this side and 3.5 from the other side. Can you see? Can you see? Remember, our crotch is 13 inches. From your hip line, you measure 13 inches all the way. That's how you get your crotch measurement. Connect from your crotch to your knee, then connect from your hip line to your knee. Please note there's a mistake here. You turn your hip curve to the other side. I will show you later on in the video. After using you can use your straight ruler to connect all the way to your ankle. Then slant the ruler a little, so that for folding it will be very easy for you. Connect the other side to the ankle and then slant it a little, just a little, as you can see. Our front pattern is quite ready. Then you move on to your back pattern. You place your front pattern on the back pattern. So our front pattern will be what we'll use as the basis of all measurements will be taken for the back. Remember, there is no allowance for this front pattern. All allowance will add it to the back. So I'm trying to label this thing so well so that you can understand it properly. When we are trimming out, we'll be trimming out our band. You know the band is not part of this trouser right now. You are going to add the band later on. You cut it out. Remember to trim out with your paper scissors so your scissors doesn't get blunt. Trim out meticulously with your paper scissors. Then you trim out the half an inch that you added, that you took down. Trim it out. So this is the mistake I was talking about. You turn your hip curve to the other side. Make sure it doesn't have any sharp edges. Make sure you don't have any sharp edges when you are done. Place your front pattern on another pattern paper, which will be gently trim this out. Raise the raise it up by 1.5 inch. Raise all measurements on your waistline by 1.5 inch. That's your vertical measurement. Mark it like so. Remember that we came down by 0.5 inch on our waistline. So you are giving a straight line. Do not forget that. You're making a straight line. You're not coming down by 0.5 inch on your hip, on your waistline for the back. On your waistline, you connect it straight to your crotch. Connect to the crotch of the front pattern. Then we'll be adding extra 1.5 inch to the crotch side of the back pattern, to the flap. Be adding extra 1.5 inch to the flap of the back pattern. Make sure you measure from all sides. Get the midpoint of that back pattern and then extend it by 1.2 inches. You know, before it was 1.5, now it is 1.2. Then come in by, just be reducing it little by little, little by little. Up there you can see 1.5 inch, at the midpoint 1.3 inch, then close to the crotch part 1.2 inches. This is just to give you a what, perfect fit, except someone whose bum is very huge. You can, for the crotch part, you will extend it by what, it by 3.5 exactly inches. 1.5 inch all through. Your crotch for the back is 3.5, your crotch for the front is 2 inches. I mean, it's 1.5 inch. The cord varies size by size. If you are making a small size, you can make the crotch for the front 1.5 inch and the cord for the back 3 inches or 2.5, depending on the size of the person. Connect all dots, and next thing, you take your French curve and connect the crotch with the flap. Be very careful to do this properly. All slanted measurements will be you will be using your hip curve for all slanted measurement, or your curved ruler, any curved ruler for your slant measurement. Next thing to do will be adding allowance for the back pattern. Remember, there is no allowance to the front, to the side of the front. There is no allowance. All allowances goes inside the back pattern. Extend it by 2 inches. You'll be adding 2 inches allowance to your back pattern. 2 inches. That's for inside. So for your waist side, there is no allowance except at the crotch part, which you added extra 1.5 inch. This is to give you a perfect measurement. Use your you can use your pant curve like this. Now this is not a pant curve. You can use your pant curve for to join that piece together. or you can use your hip curve, but just you have to do it the way it is in the video. Connect all dots together. Gently connect all dots. Be very careful not to make any form of mistake. Then you trace out your side. Carefully trace out the side. So that means we'll be having 1.5 inch, 1.4 inch, 1.3 inch, 1.2 inch until you get to this last part. This is just to give you a perfect fit. So you can rule out these lines. This is only applicable if you need this for a flat pattern. Trim out all excesses. Carefully trim out all excesses. When you are done, place this on your pattern on your fabric and cut out. Place it on your fabric and cut out. This is for the pocket zone. Fold your pocket into four. I think I almost forgot to show you that. Fold it into four and then place the side of your hip on the fold. Trim it out exactly the shape of your hip. Trim it out exactly the shape of your hip. Next thing, you measure it. Vertical measurement is 10.5 and horizontal measurement is 6 inches. That is what I used. You can actually go in by 11 or 12 or 11 and a half, depending on the specification of your client. So I use 6 inches horizontal measurement and 10.5 for the vertical measurement. Remember to add allowance, which will give you 11 inches for vertical measurement and 6.5 inches for the horizontal measurement. Pin them together before you start sewing. Join the join the straight part, which will be inside. Join it together and then so this is the finished work. I've joined it. Then this is how to fix it to your pants. Because what I'm doing here is like invisible pockets, not the regular pocket that will have a cut in. This is like invisible pocket. You won't even know there's pocket there until you dip your hand inside. So the next thing you do, or this is even like the first thing you do after joining your pocket together, you join the two front sides together, then join, that's on the flap, join the two flaps together, join the back flap together. You can see, very neat. This helps your work to be very neat. Then open it up. So turn the right side to the right side to face each other, then join the legs inside, join the inside legs together like this. Be very careful when you are doing this. Make sure they are kissing each other completely. Be very careful. Can see, this makes your work very neat. Pin it together to avoid shifting. So you can see at this point I'm done joining it. Now we'll be fixing our pockets. We'll start fixing our pocket from the front side of the hip. Remember to place your pocket well to avoid any form of mistake. You can see, to place your pocket very well, try putting your hand in as if you want to put your hand in a pocket. Think about it and you'll be able to get it perfectly. Join the sides together, join it together, join this side and join the other side together with the back side. You should be able to get something like this very neat. Then you iron it out, iron the flat side, iron it out so it can be very flat. So take your measurements from waist to 6 inches, then mark it out, join it together, carefully join it together. Before this, you should have ironed it out so that it will be easy for you to kiss them together. Then from there, mark your straight line all the way down. Make sure that they are sitting together. So the distance from where you sew your pocket to where you marked the 6 inches horizontal should be like quarter inch. Should be like quarter inch. So in total you have like 3/4. You trace it, carefully trace it all the way down. Mark a half an inch here and sew just to keep your pocket in place before sewing your band to it. So you sew this all the way down. Make sure you do the same thing to make sure you do the same thing to the other side. Then fold the pocket towards the front. Let the pocket slip to the front. Pin your pocket to the front. Pin it to the front. Wherever it ends, just pin it towards the front of your waistline. Then attach your band, open up the back. Okay, so our zip will be sitting at the back side. Open up the back side and sew on your waistline like this. Your waist, your band is 1.5 inches, remember? Sew your band straight on your waistline and turn it over. Voila, you have your trouser. Then you fix your zip at the back. You can see this is very beautiful. So what we are going to do inside is to whip it. This is your pocket. Look at what the pocket looks like. Then we'll fix the invisible zip at the back like this. Carefully fix the zip at the back.